us all to play for, which is so exciting. These teams have to come in here and give it their all.
Have a real nice tempo. Goes baseline, watch out.
Oh, my!
Oh, baby! All the way down the runway for a big-time throwdown.
That's a lot of fans out there.
Look at that! The drama keeps continuing, Shelley.
This is just brilliant.
He strikes. Starts as you mean to go on.
But this is the danger of the top two guys, and that nuclear weapon that is.
Whoa, hello, goodbye. Score! In the back of the net.
And shoots. Score!
Of Serie A action. We'll bring you so much of it here on DAZN.
Magnificent. That is tremendous.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before.
Going deep for it all. Devontae Smith. He has got it. Touchdown.
Your Eagles are world champions again.
DAZN is the home of boxing.
Really spurs you on, gets you going. Let's make history.
Pure power.
There's no way back from this, surely.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by That Prize Guy.
Ring 4, Night of Champions, Saturday, November 22nd, only on DAZN.
She keeps them kids in line. 3 little words.
It's dinner time.
Headsets down for some IRL. It's the OMG we all did smell. Zara's sorry, but she can't make it tonight. She's working late, she's proper chock-a-block. Yeah, right. Did somebody say just eat?
If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. Success begins with a person's will. It's a state of mind.
If you love the fight, you'll love the game.
The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
judges are ready. The fighters are ready. The boxing world is ready.
The fight starts now! How do you like it?
So aggressive, so focused.
It all comes down to this.
Press conference live on DAZN.
Okay, here we go, people. Press conference day, which means we are 2 sleeps away from people throwing hands. I have a feeling that something's going to happen today because, well, Chris Eubank Jr. is in the building. And a Chris Eubank Jr. press conference is a press conference that is must-see TV. Also, by the way, come close, cameraman. Adim Azim versus Kurt Scooby is getting interesting. Anyway, you know what to do. Lock in. It's press conference day.
You think about great rivalries in boxing, you think about Chris Eubank and Nigel Benn. 35 years on, the Sons of Legends reignite that flame.
His dad don't even like him.
How many eggs did you have to eat to fail those 2 drugs?
Oh! Tempers flaring there. Really has erupted down on the stage.
My own father, a man I idolized for my entire life, thinks I'm a disgrace.
It's a main event that has all the ingredients for a classic, the chance to settle the score.
He's here! And the crowd are going wild! Father and son reunited!
Let's get this party started!
Bad blood, genuine hatred. The story is like no other. Chris or Conor? Here we go! Big right hand from Eubank. Back comes Benn. He's knackered. Switch on. It's really heating up in there. How does the loser sleep at night? Oh, good shot from Eubank. And he walks right through it. Work on work, work. This fight living up to all the hype. Etching their names in history.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards after 12 rounds. The winner by unanimous decision, Chris Eubank Jr.
The procedure was indeed parliamentary. Chris Eubank Jr.
Here we go. We're getting close, aren't we? Getting very, very close to something special happening at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Saturday. Before that, we have to deal with the press conference and the weigh-ins. Welcome to the press conference. Here we are in East London, Canary Wharf. And you know it's big because the heavy hitter has turned up. Mr. Tony Bellew is in the building alongside myself, Adi Ladipo, and Darren Barker. And we said yesterday, Darren, how busy it was.
Yes.
It's multiplied. We're very, very busy now. Everyone's getting excited. The energy levels are going up as well. Tony, you've just jumped on. This is good, isn't it? This is nice to see.
It's real.
It's real.
It's real. It's happening. And we're here now. And as these hours pass, as these days go by, it's another step closer to the moment that bell goes and the fire gets lit again. It's going to happen. And believe you me, it will be every bit as good as the last one, because it can never fail to deliver. These 2 styles are made for each other.
Yeah, not just the styles, the personalities as well. Very quickly, so it'll be 2 press conferences, the undercard press conference, and so many good fights to look out for on the undercard, and then obviously the main event press conference, and who knows who's going to turn up for that one. Yesterday was interesting.
It was.
Because we finally got to hear from Conor. He seems controlled, but almost like a controlled bomb that's ready to go off. And Chris is Chris, right?
Yeah, look, and you said it there, it needs to be a controlled bomb for Conor this time. I mean, last time he just erupted and it all kind of went out the window, the game plan. So that needs to be educated pressure, educated aggression. And yeah, Chris, he went for a decent workout, didn't he?
Yep.
You know, he looked sharp, he looked precise, accurate, and a man who had a good aura about him. He was full of confidence, a man obviously understanding that he won the first fight and he's looking to do it again.
Tony, I don't think I've ever spoke to you about the first, but we can watch a bit of it now. You, I guess, saw it a little differently. The scorecards in the end, 116, 112, I think, across the board. You thought it was a bit closer?
I think most people saw it as I did. I thought it was a really close fight. I thought Conor was in control in the first half of the fight, you know, winning a lot of the rounds purely on aggression. He wobbles Eubank, as we see here, a couple of times, but he just doesn't have that experience to know it's time to go again. It's time to force it through now. When you get a man hurt the way he did hurt him, you know, you've got to know and sense them moments a little bit better. And he usually has great instincts like that, but on this night he didn't, because it's a whole new occasion to him, Addy. At this kind of level, the occasion will get to you regardless of who you are. But the best part about it is he's been there now. All this experience, all this fight stands him in great stead as long as he learns from it. For me, I'm a big advocate of it's not a loss, it's a lesson. And if that's the way he takes it, he'll learn from it and he'll turn it around in the rematch.
One thing we saw there from Conor anyway was a lot of wasted energy, right?
Yeah.
A lot of right hands swinging and missing. Surely he's got to learn from that this time.
Yeah, and there was something there, and I've seen this. I've watched the fight back a couple of times, and he moves his head really well, but he didn't punch off that head movement. I've always thought, once you've missed the shot, you've done the hard bit, come back with a counter. So there's lots that he can do better. I think he neglected the jab. He didn't throw the jab nearly enough. I think the same could be said for Eubank. I think when he did get behind the jab, he looked very well. He looked precise, accurate, and I think he needs to be jabbing more. But it's the size for me, you know, big parts of that first contest. It really started to show.
Yeah, size is a big factor, isn't it? I mean,
of course.
Yes, I know there's a rehydration cap, and I think we've spoken to death about it, but when you saw them in the ring on that night, you could see Eubank significantly bigger.
I think we should also touch on, as I said, Chris Eubank Jr., regardless of what you think of the IBO title, he's the champion of that. He's the 160 champion. He's also fought at this championship weight for the last 6 fights of his career. And let's also point to the most important factor I'm about to touch upon here. There has never been a fighter in the history of boxing who's weight trained and gets stronger in the championship rounds of a fight. Chris Eubank Jr. came strong in rounds 10, 11 and 12. There has never been a weight trained fighter that's done that before.
Are you saying the weight drain isn't a factor as much as we're making it?
He's not weight trained at all. Does he struggle to make weight? Absolutely. Absolutely. Did he miscalculate? Yes, he did. But the rehydration the next day shows you every bit of why he got on scales fully clothed with a heavy coat on and was under the weight still. That lets you know he never gained like 20, 30 pounds. That didn't happen. Weight trained fights that they don't come strong in championship rounds, they deplete, they fall apart because the bodies can't take it. If you've done that much damage, it betrays you. That's what your body does when you're weight trained. I'm not saying he doesn't struggle to make weight, of course he does, but he's a middleweight. And let's also touch upon, he ain't the biggest middleweight either. You want to look at big middleweight, look at Andy Lee. That's a big middleweight. That's a monster of a middleweight. Chris Eubank Jr. is an average size middleweight, and Conor Benn is a good size welterweight. That's what this fight is. And before we talk about the silly dangers that people are talking about, was it dangerous when Sugar Ray Leonard faced Marvin Hagler? Was it dangerous when Kell Brook faced Triple G? Was it dangerous when, you know, Alexander Usyk faces Tyson Fury? Let's all stop the ridiculous talk that everyone's pushing around now and be straight and honest. Challenges get put to people. Fighters take challenges.
Question for you quickly. Your fights with David Haye, although he wasn't a giant heavyweight, how was your mindset going into the second fight as compared to the first?
The second fight, huge amounts of pressure purely because I had it all to do. Everyone was saying to me I only beat David Haye because he had one leg. You don't take into context, everybody said I was going to get knocked out in the first round of the first fight. The betting odds were huge. Like, it looked like the Hulk against Mr. Soft. You know what I'm saying? I was wrote off. But the fact of the matter is, after 5 rounds, he was his explosive self, as he usually was, like the previous 2 fights. When I got past them 5 rounds, he was winning 3-2 in my opinion. When we go to the rematch, that he's perfectly fine. He's had 14 months to rest and recover. But walking into the rematch, the pressure's now on me because I'm the guy who everyone's calling a fraud. You only beat David Haye because he had one leg. So going into the rematch, everyone's saying you can't beat him this time. Now he's fresh, now he's right. I had to do it again and prove everyone wrong, which I did twice. But for these 2 boys tonight, it's different because these 2 boys dragged everything out of each other. They gave their heart and soul in that first fight. Boxing is the only sport in the world where even when you win a great fight, you lose a bit of yourself. Both lost a bit of themselves in that first fight. It is about now of who can study each other, who can analyse each other better, and then who can put that into practice on the night. Bomac is a big factor for me. I think he's a fantastic coach. He's knowledgeable. He is ahead of himself. But for me, I think if Conor Benn learns, like I believe he will do from that first fight, he puts that loss into a lesson, and he learns how to now perfectly organise his way through a fight. He knows how to manage a fight. Because if he's able to manage the fight, the first fight, the second fight the way he should have managed the first fight, he wins. Conor Benn's got to come in here tomorrow on Saturday night and be, listen guys, I've just got to win 7 rounds. I've got to win 7 rounds clearly, and I've won the fight. And that's the mindset. If I was Conor Benn, I would be coming in with, I don't need to win 12 rounds. I need to win 7 clearly. And I might need a knockdown.
All right, Tom, don't waste all your good stuff. We've still got the weigh-in and fight night come Saturday. All right, remember I said that we are going to split the press conferences. It is the undercard first. Let's remind you of the undercard. Mickey Talon from Liverpool takes on DAZN Shahid. Sam Giddy versus Ishmael Davis. Vacant British and Commonwealth Super Welterweight titles up for grabs there. Richard Riakpor's second fight in the big boy division takes on Tommy Welch. Adam Azim takes on Kurt Scooby. It was supposed to be Zaya Abdullayev. Kurt Scooby, fantastic replacement. Jack Catchell now at 147 takes on Echo Usman, coming off that really good win against Josh Taylor. And then we've been hearing us talking about it for months. Chris Eubank Jr. meets Conor Benn again in the middleweight division. No belts on the line, just a lot of bragging rights. All right, let's get the press conference underway. First part of the press conference, let's go to your MC, Mr. Thomas Treiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final press conference for The Ring. Unfinished business, Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn 2 this Saturday, November 15th at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. We would first like to give a special thank you to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the custodian of the 2 holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, and Saudi Boxing Federation, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. This event is being brought to you by Riyadh Season, Sella, Ring Magazine, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, and Ben Shalom for Boxer, in association with Frank Warren for Queensberry and Gold Star Promotions, along with their great sponsors, Everlast, BYD, Cleans, Movember, Mr. Q Casino, and Betfred. A big thanks to those great sponsors. Well, a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that this event will be broadcasted live, worldwide, exclusively on DAZN, and the last remaining tickets available are purchased through Ticketmaster.co.uk. Let's now get the undercard press conference participants introduced. From Bradford, Yorkshire, England, Fazan Fizzy Shahid. From Liverpool, England, Mikey the Omen Talon. From Leeds, Yorkshire, England, Ishmael the Black Panther Davis. From Walthamstow, London, England, Sam Magic Man Gilly. From Brighton, England, Tommy Hellboy Welch. From Walworth, London, England, Richard the Midnight Train Riakporhe. From Duarte, California, USA, Kurt Scooby. from Slough, England, Adam the Assassin Azim. From Nottingham, England, Echo the Engine Essumin. From Chorley, Lancashire, England, Jack Elgato Catterall. And now let's welcome the CEO of Ring Magazine, Mr. Rick Reno. And let's welcome the promoters, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, and Ben Shalom for Boxer. And now we hand things over to your host, Mr. Jamie Ward.
Thank you, Thomas Schreiber. Okay. Well, a very, very good evening, everybody, and welcome to today's final press conference. Of course, the countdown well and truly on now to Saturday night's action as the Ring proudly presents Unfinished Business. 203 days on after their epic encounter in April, the sound for round 13 will ring around the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and we are the lucky ones because we get to sit there and watch it all unfold on Saturday night. Plenty more of discussion to come on the main event a little bit later on, but first we hear from the supporting cast, the undercard, and each fight here on the stage carries its own story, its own narrative, and its own opportunity for the 10 fighters here to create something truly special for themselves, to create a night that they will be able to look back on forever through victory and never, ever forget. Before we do hear from the fighters and the promoters, I am going to hand over to the man they call Versace. Your guess as to why is as good as mine, but that is Ring CEO, Mr. Rick Reno. Rick, over to you.
Thanks a lot. I want to thank everybody for coming out. We got a spectacular rematch this Saturday. Eubank Ben. But before those gentlemen get in the ring to do some unfinished business, we got a magnificent undercard featuring my man Jack right there, Jack Catterall, while Eddie was playing footsie in Philadelphia and sipping on champagne in Texas. I've been pushing my man Jack, and while he's got Ennis on his side, he's not facing no Lima. We got no Lima job, Eddie, this time.
I can't believe you're on the wrong side.
I agree, but you're my mate. I want to look directly at you, so I said,
thanks,
sit me and Eddie right together.
Means a lot, thank you.
Unlike some people who don't let you talk at the media events, I always want you up here with me.
Thank you, mate.
I'll always protect you, even against Dana. He may want to take you out. I won't let him. You got the Versace protection plan.
You're the man, Rick. Love you, baby.
And, Jack's got a tough night with Echo, a true danger man, an upset artist. Just sent Josh Taylor into retirement. And they call him the engine, and he does have an engine. And he can fight. And that's why it's an intriguing contest. I know Jack should have been undisputed world champion. It got taken from him. And he wants to get back there again. But Echo has some ideas of his own, and it's going to be some fight. And I really look forward to it. Adam Azim, one of the rising stars in British boxing, he's got a tough assignment as well. I was watching Kurt at the open workout, and he looked jacked. He looked completely jacked. And, Adam has some guts. He could have, when his opponent fell out, he could have just waited off, taken an easier fight, but he was ready to take on anybody. And, Kurt's a tough guy to take on short notice. And like I said, he's in shape and ready to go. And you can never forget the heavyweights with Tommy and Riapor. Tommy's taken a big step up. Riapor's got the experience,
But in the heavyweight division, like always, and we've seen it this year time and time again, one punch can change everything. Guy could be up 10 rounds, 11th round comes, one punch, spark out. And the heavyweight division, it's important for both of those guys to get that win because, as everybody knows, it's no secret, you know, Usyk, the top guy, he's got 1 foot out the door. Maybe he retires. Maybe he has one more fight at best. There's going to be a lot of vacant belts once he goes, and every victory counts at this point. So I expect a lot of action with this undercard, and I look forward to seeing everybody on Saturday night.
Okay, thank you, Rick. Next to Ben Shalom, the man to your right of Boxer. Ben, good to see you. I mean, what a turnout. Speaks for itself. Another terrific spectacle lies in store on Saturday night. What does it mean to you and to Boxer to be involved once again?
Oh, it's incredible. Just to be sat up here and see the scale of this again is special. It doesn't happen very often, and it'll be a huge night for Chris Eubank on Saturday night, but it'll also be a very good night for our guys on the undercard. Obviously, Adam Azim, who we believe is a generational talent, takes on Kurt Scobie, who's been loud all week.
Wakey, wakey.
This is a test that he needs.
Wakey, wakey.
He's looking jacked, he's looking
wakey,
big.
wakey.
But this is a perfect opportunity for Adam Azim to see and show how good he is. All the talk before the fight, there won't be any talk after the fight, believe me.
Taking in your trousers still, huh?
Richard Riakpo returns. He's been to the top of the cruiserweight division with us for a long time. Always felt like he wasn't right at the weight. Always felt like there was another gear to go, and now at heavyweight he takes on Tommy Welsh, who deserves a huge amount of credit. Obviously stepping up to heavyweight in a big clash, but something that they wanted. It's a test that they wanted, and the winner will go on to big things. But an incredible undercard. Thank you to Sella. Thank you to the ring. Thank you to Turki Al Sheikh, because these events don't happen without them, and yeah, it's very, very special to be involved.
Okay, thank you, Ben. Over to you then, promoter Eddie Hearn. Eddie, probably wise to make the most of this opportunity to speak at this evening's press conference in the absence for now of your friend Chris Eubank Jr. But similar question, I guess, for you, for Matchroom, another stadium show. What does this all mean?
Yeah, I doubt I'll be able to talk later, so I'm just going to do 15 minutes now. You look around, you see the scale and the size of this event. I do want to just say a couple of thank yous in all seriousness, because I probably won't get a chance to say it later. To the incredible team at Sella and Ring Magazine, of course, Turki Al Sheikh, who drives, you know, the real passion and the journey for boxing. Ring, you know, Versace over there, Mike, everybody, our incredible team at Matchroom, and of course DAZN, who have now firmly established themselves as the global home of boxing. And we know this event is exclusively live on the platform. When you look at the run from now till the end of the year, it's quite remarkable. Of course, on Saturday there'll be 68,000 people at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for a historic night for British boxing. But next week in Riyadh is a card that I think fight fans have never seen before. Devin Haney goes for another World Championship in another weight class against Brian Norman. Benavidez against Yard. Our guy Bam against Martinez. Sam Noakes goes for the world title against Abdullah Mason. It's an incredible night in Riyadh. And the week after that, one of the biggest stars in British boxing, Ben Whittaker, makes his Matchroom debut in Birmingham. What a fighter, what a signing from us. We can't wait to see that young man shine before we head to Monaco on December 6th for a breathtaking card. December the 13th, Stockton, California. And of course, December 20th, our first ever show in Africa, in Ghana. And the 27th, we're back in Riyadh for a night of the Samurai with Naira Inoue. That's what you call big-time boxing. That's what you call the global home of boxing. That's what you call DAZN. In terms of the main event, I'm sure we'll cover that later, but this is an unbelievable card. A couple of words from our guys, the man to my left, and Ricky's right. This guy should have been the undisputed champion at 140 pounds. What a fight against Echo Esserman. You saw him end the career of Josh Taylor. This is Matchroom against Queensbury again. It's a brilliant domestic matchup that could sell any arena in the UK. And Ishmael Davis down there getting another golden opportunity to fight a great fighter in Sam Gillian, another domestic classic for the British title. We can't wait. This is what dreams are made of. 68,000 people at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Ben Eubank 4 is what it is. Thank you to everybody involved. Good luck to everybody on the night. Be safe. And we look forward to another historic night at Tottenham. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Eddie. Well, let's now hear then from the most important people on this stage, of course, this evening. That is, of course, The fighters, 6 rounds in the flyweight division, kicks things off. A 5-fight undercard, as I say, building towards the main event on Saturday night. And a big chance for Mikey Talon, 10-0 from Liverpool, unbeaten to shine on the big stage. But standing in his way is Fazan Shahid, who comes into this fight on a good run, back-to-back wins, with ideas of his own. Fazan, we'll start with you because you will be the first fighter to make his ring walk at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Saturday night. When you think about your boxing journey, you actually lost your professional debut, I believe, in the car park of Sheffield Arena on a small hall show, and now you're here about to ring walk in front of over 60,000 fans on one of the biggest shows of the year. How does it make you feel when you look at your boxing journey now?
I'm just grateful for this occasion. Obviously I'm a massive underdog for this fight. I've got nothing to lose but everything to gain. So yeah, alhamdulillah, I'm just happy to be here.
Mikey Talon is the unbeaten prospect. His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh's a big fan of his. He's got the training team behind him in Joe Gallagher as well. He's expected in the eyes of many, Fazan, to win this fight on Saturday night. But tell us what your plans are.
Like you said, he's the A side of the thing. So hopefully I'm going to put on a big performance and go from there, yeah.
OK, thank you, Fazan. Wish you the best of luck on Saturday night. Mikey Talon, down there on the end, over to you. As I say, you must be doing something right because His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh's a big fan of yours, back on another big card after boxing in America last time out. What does this opportunity and moment all mean to Mikey Talon?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh and Riyadh Season and Salah for giving me this another huge opportunity, and to come off a great winner from Canelo Crawford to now fighting on Eubank Benn. It doesn't really get any much bigger in the UK, so I'm really, really grateful.
And just a quick one, how much is it about not just being here and being a part of a big event, but leaving Tottenham Hotspur with a victory, with your head held high with your performance as well?
Yeah, it means a lot, we're going to win good, and that's all I'm here to do.
OK, Mikey, wish you the best of luck on Saturday night. Mikey Talon against Fahad Shahid. 6 rounds of flyweights open up the action on Saturday night, and that will lead us in nicely to the first title fight of the night. And we talked about in the intro there of every fight having its own story and its own narrative, and when you talk about fairy tale opportunity, I don't think it gets much better probably for the magic man Sam Gilly, die-hard Tottenham Hotspur supporter, of course, defends his Commonwealth Super Welterweight title on Saturday night, but a big chance for him to leave Tottenham Hotspur with that British title on his shoulder as well. But standing in his way is the man who doesn't know how to say no, the can man, Ishmael Davis. It doesn't matter how long the notice may be, how big the stage might be, or who indeed the name might be. Ishmael Davis just simply loves to fight, and this is a terrific fight. Many are picking this to potentially steal the show, certainly as far as the undercard is concerned. Sam Gilly, let me come to you first. As I just said there, you talk about fairy tale opportunity for the Tottenham Hotspur fan at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Is this just about as good as it could be for you right now?
Yeah, I mean, I've waited a long time to fight for this British title, and the fact it's ended up being at Spurs is special. I mean, being a Spurs fan, it's normally quite painful of a weekend, so I'm looking forward to having a bit of fun and getting a win.
Ishmael, just saying there about Sam's motivation, what this whole occasion means to you. Despite recent setback, Ishmael, and things not necessarily going your way in big fights on big stages in big stadiums, why have you never let that derail you off your track in this game?
I just believe in life you got to keep going, and that's just what I'm doing, man. And I know the level of boxing I can get to, and I feel like I'm out of the belt because everyone knows I should have won that robbery in Ireland, but that's in the past, and now it's time to get the British title and the Commonwealth title. But you know, I've heard him say he wants to win the British since a kid. I wish he does win it, but Saturday won't be his night.
Seems respectful for the best part, Sam, between you and Ishmael Davis, but you've said this is your destiny. Why can't he beat you? Why won't he beat you and stand in the way of that on Saturday?
Listen, it is respectful. This is just work for us at the end of the day. But I just believe with every bit of me, this is what the last couple of years, all of this disappointments, it's just led to this, and this is just my moment to show how good I am and what level I'm at.
Ishmael, final word to you. How do you leave with the belts on Saturday night? Tell us.
Everyone knows what I bring. We know what Sam brings. I'm going to be in there like a steam machine on Saturday, so get ready for a good fight, and I'll do what I do best.
And a quick one from promoter Eddie Hearn as well, who promotes Ishmael Davis. Matchroom versus Queensbury once again, so no pressure, Ishmael.
Yeah, no, it's, you know, Ishmael's had a lot of great opportunities, but he's also taken a lot of tough fights at short notice. But there's absolutely nothing to say other than he must win this fight on Saturday night. This is absolute last chance saloon to take one of these chances. He's a great fighter. He's worked his socks off. Sam's a great fighter as well. This is a great domestic matchup and a must-win for our man, and we believe he'll get the job done.
OK, look forward to that one on Saturday night. Vacant British and Sam Gillies Commonwealth Super Welterweight titles on the line in that one when he faces Ishmael Davis. Now, it wouldn't be a big show without a bit of fun, would it? And a bit of fireworks from the big boys in boxing's blue ribbon glamour division, the heavyweight division, and that is exactly what we have to look forward to on Saturday night as Richard Riakporhe, second fight for him up at heavyweight under trainer Billy Nelson, continues his assault on the domestic scene at heavyweight, but standing in his way, the unbeaten 16-0 Tommy Welch, who has big plans of his own this weekend. Just before we hear from the fighters, a quick word from you, Ben Shalom, of course representing Richard Riakporhe. At this stage of his career, what is the ambition and where do you believe, in terms of chapters, they're still left to write in the story of Richard Riakporhe?
Look, the best is yet to come. It's something that Richard's been waiting for a long time, I have to say. He had to wait a long time to fight for the world title at the cruiserweight division, and then it was moving up straight away. It's a test. It's a big show. Fair play, as I say, to Tommy for taking this. I know his dad very well, and he'll be wanting to follow in his footsteps. It's as much as a big night for him as it is for Richard, but you know, Richard looks at that British domestic heavyweight scene and wants to get in and amongst it. He wants those big names, he wants the big fights, and win on Saturday night, and that's what he'll get.
OK, thanks, Ben. Richard, welcome. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Saturday night. Not quite Selhurst Park, of course, as far as you're concerned, but it's not bad. You said on your social media, Richard, this one's about legacy, discipline and purpose. Can you just tell us exactly what that means and what you meant by that?
Yeah, the journey's been a long journey for me to be on the stage, competing on these big shows. A lot of people don't know, but pre-COVID, things were very different. You know, to get on these stages, you had to win some big fights. You know, I was just talking to Sam about this a minute ago, but the journey continues, and we want to get one world title at heavyweight, so we're just working now towards that. And my test on Saturday, I'm looking to put on a dominant performance.
A few comments in the build-up from Team Welch about moving up to heavyweight at the age of 35 at this stage of your career maybe isn't the wisest idea. I just wonder what your counter-argument and response to that would be.
Well, everybody has their own opinion, and it doesn't mean nothing to me. It's all about the results, and the results will speak for themselves.
Tommy, welcome. Heard from your father, Scott Welch, of course, former British Commonwealth and WBO World Heavyweight title challenger Scott Welch, that you've been ready for a little while, built yourself up nicely to 16-0, but you said for some reason or another, perhaps the opportunity just hasn't presented itself. Now you are here. You've called yourself a nobody, Tommy, in the build-up, so what are we all going to find out about the nobody on Saturday night?
Firstly, I just want to say hi to everyone that's turned out. It's pretty incredible seeing all these faces here for us guys and the top boys on the show. It's pretty incredible. I think Turkey and all the promoters involved have done a fabulous job in providing some of the best nights in boxing's history, and to be a part of it is quite amazing. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this challenge with Richard Riakporhe. Again, you know, I think he's moved up at the wrong time. He failed at cruiserweight against Chris Smith, who's in the building. He went missing for a little while, by all accounts, and he's trying to reinvent himself now at heavyweight. I've been here for a long time, and it's been quite hard to get on the scene. It seems like the game's changed. You have to be popular, you have to be famous, and you have to put a lot of bums on seats. So I haven't had anyone helping me with that. So the fact that I'm on this show is you know, it's a nice opening for me. This isn't Richard's downfall on Saturday night. This is my arrival. So I'm here. And I'm probably the only one that hasn't feared him. I've been calling him out. for the last 10 months. I want him. You know, he's come up to my weight in my division. Yeah, that's right. He has. Yeah, what are you gonna say, Richard?
Hey, I do my talking in the ring. I don't need to go back and forth. You know, everybody has.
That's a first.
Everybody has their opinions, but who cares?
That's a first. Yeah. I'm here and I'm ready
to get Chisora up on there, man.
Saturday night, the midnight train's taking the last bus home.
I will offer you the chance just to respond to that, Richard Riakporhe. Tommy says you failed at cruiserweight, you're taking the last bus home. What's your prediction? How do you want to win this fight on Saturday?
I don't think it's going to last very long, to be honest.
You're absolutely right. For sure. You're right. You ain't no sniper. You haven't sniped anyone out.
Just tune in, fans. You're going to love this. Trust me.
No
We've been putting in some work for this.
What a sniper is.
I'm looking to entertain.
Yeah. I'm just letting you know. We're here and we're ready. Yeah, we're ready.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Oh.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You've had 15 fights.
16.
16.
And you're my 17th.
Tomato cans.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, guess what?
I don't understand. My 8th fight, I stepped up. Why didn't you step up? It showed more about you.
Because you're very
than
marketable.
No. You're comfortable.
You look the part.
You said it yourself. You don't even need to be here.
Marketable.
You guys are millionaires or something.
Correct.
Why are you here?
Because I love it.
It doesn't make no sense. This is a hungry man's sport.
I love this game.
I'm telling you.
It ain't about the money.
And you're going to find out Saturday.
It's all about the check.
You're going to find out Saturday.
And you think
Keep on talking.
Big check.
Keep on
talking about world title fights after this. Who are you in the heavyweights?
Keep on talking.
Yeah.
Before the 5th, I'm taking this guy's head off.
I want to box him and move.
Okay, thank you for your hand there as well. Derek Chisora down there in the front row. Well, listen, I thought this next fight that we're going to speak to on the top table here would steal the undercard press conference, but how good was that big fight to look forward to in the heavyweight division between Richard Riakporhe and Tommy Welch? The next fighters we are going to speak to, though, a good fight this. Adam Azim, widely regarded by many, 23 years old, 13-0 as one of the best young prospects, not just in British boxing, but indeed world boxing, was due to face Zawa Abdullayev on the show this week. But in steps the energetic, the brash, the certainly confident Kurt Scooby, who's had a lot to say in the build-up, which we've all enjoyed, and it promises an intriguing conclusion to what has been a fun build-up in a big fight in the 140 pounds weight division. Just before we hear from the fighters once again, to promoter Ben Shalom. Ben, I just said there that Adam Azim widely regarded as one of the best prospects. In terms of a talent, what do you believe you are working with here in Adam Azim?
Oh, it's scary. I mean, credit to Adam. He said he'd take on anyone at late notice. I think Kurt Scooby is a perfect opponent. He's a perfect opponent to establish his name on the world scene. A lot of people talk very well of Kurt. He's in the great camp with Hector Bermudez. I know he's been keeping fit. I know he's been keeping active. He looks the part. He talks the part. And that's what Adam Azim needs. I really believe this is going to be an emphatic statement on Saturday night. And this is the moment that Adam's been waiting for, a breakout moment on the world scene. And Kurt Scooby's going to give him just that.
OK, thank you, Ben. Kurt, welcome. As I said there in the intro, we've enjoyed the energy in the build-up so far. For the British fight fans who might not have seen a lot of Kurt Scooby, what do you believe we will all find out, and Adam Azim will find out on Saturday night?
First off, Ben, you don't sound confident. You do not sound confident. All week I don't play boxing. I let it be known I don't play boxing. I'm here for business. I prepared myself my whole life, struggled my whole life. I'm ready for this moment.
Adam, good to see you. Welcome. Look, Kurt's had a bit to say this week. We believe there was an altercation in the Fight Week Hotel to kick the week off. It carried on here at the media workout yesterday. What do you make of his energy, and what can you take from it, I guess, headed into Saturday's fight?
First of all, I'd like to say hello, everyone. I hope you're all well. I'd like to thank Turkey Al-Sheikh for giving me this opportunity. Thank you to Ben Shalom for putting me on the show as well. MSB, Mohammed bin Salman. You know, Saudi's always been a place in my heart where, you know, Makkah and Medina is. And I went to Umrah last year to experience Umrah. And, you know, Saudi's always been to my heart. Look, these Americans, you know, they love to talk, but for me, I'm cool, I'm calm, and we'll see on Saturday.
Not confident though, bro. That's the thing.
I'm so sorry.
When you make dua, you're very confident as a man.
I'm very confident.
Be confident as a man.
Kurt, I promise you.
Sorry,
speak up.
Ben.
Hey, hold on. You didn't want to take this fight.
I can't hear
Let's not forget that.
shit over there. I can't hear.
You didn't want to take this fight. Remember that. I got the call back
shit over there.
after I called you out.
It's kind of small, little stocky guy.
Yo, it's funny. You didn't want to take this fight.
I think he's trying shit again.
You didn't want to take this fight. Ben, we had to call Ben and tell, hey, Ben, make that shit happen.
You're like
who you were.
You're like a little kid that
Make that happen.
You're like a little kid that comes from school, like with your backpack.
Yeah.
Calm down.
I'm going to take your lunch.
You're going to take my lunch?
I'm taking your lunch. I'm taking your lunch. Your cars, your Corvette. You can take my lunch. Are you able to defend that? Are you able to defend your cars, your luxuries? Are you able to defend that?
You're the kid.
No, you're not.
I'm the bully, man.
Sound confident, son.
Mate,
Sound confident, son.
I'm very confident.
Put face in your voice.
Sorry about it. You see on Saturday. Sorry about that.
Kurt, it seems that you've tried this week to make Adam Azim feel uncomfortable. Do you think you've succeeded?
Try.
No.
Try.
You're
Got
trying.
his family
That ain't gonna
yelling
happen
at me right now. I think we got in. I think we did very, very well. Did very well. Look at his brothers. Yes. Way in your head. Raggy. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Has he wound you up, Adam, at all? Is this a new challenge for you, the mental warfare to face?
I'm not wound up. I'm very calm. Saturday, I'm just going to show him in the ring. That's all.
Rent free.
Alhamdulillah, I'm very grateful for where I am. That's it.
Rent free.
Quick prediction, Kurt. How does this go on Saturday?
Rent free.
Take those glasses off and look at me properly, innit? There you go, my friend.
Rent free. All day long.
Sit back down.
Hey, rent free all day long.
Sit down now, little
I'm beating your ass. Pause.
Bruv.
I'm beating your ass.
I'm going to beat your ass, and I'm going to beat Devin Henry's ass after that.
Yes, sir.
Your boy, mate.
Hey, it's crazy you had to have the security guard hold you back. Every time the security holds you back, you big fuck guy.
If the security weren't there, I'll
when I see you in the lobby, are we good? No.
The security is there.
Hell no, we're not good.
I hope you can.
Hell no, we're not good.
I hope you can fight.
I know you can fight. You're fighting a fighter.
Ben, you're shaking your trousers every day, every time.
You're fighting a fighter.
I hope.
Hey, didn't Ben come and have you shaking your trousers?
I hope you can.
Is that what they call trousers over here?
I hope you can fight.
You're fighting an actual fighter.
Really hope you can.
You're actual fighting an actual fighter. You didn't. The 18 fights you had, you haven't fought no.
I'm gonna talk that shit too.
There's kids.
I'm gonna talk that shit too.
Your kid don't swear.
You don't sound confident, son.
Final prediction, Adam. Tell Kurt Scooby how he beat him.
He's going to get a proper demolition job on Saturday. Alhamdulillah, I'm grateful for where I am. Let's see you on Saturday night.
You don't believe in himself, man. That's crazy.
I believe in myself. Sorry about that.
I can hear it. As a person that believes in himself.
If you can't hear it, then that's the issue. You know that, right? If you can't hear it, that's the issue.
That's crazy to me.
If you can't hear it, then that's the issue. Good thing you can hear, my friend.
Identify someone that doesn't believe in himself. Make more du'as, please.
You should make dua as well. We're both Muslims, right?
Yeah, I do.
We're both Muslims, right? You're a Muslim, right? Maybe we'll make dua. Of course, I'm gonna make more dua.
As my Muslim brother, I pray for you too. We can make dua together after I beat you.
But after I beat you, we can pray Isha together. That's after the fight, it's Isha, right? Yeah. After we had a good fight, me and you, and I beat you, we pray Isha
burger
together.
Too. We got a burger. Yeah? Vegan burger for me though.
You want a burger as well? I'll get the beef, you get the vegan, no problem.
Okay, business to take care of, first of all, on Saturday night. Thank you, gents. Thoroughly enjoyed that. A great fight to look forward to between Adam Azim and Kurt Scooby, and also a great fight to look forward to in the welterweight division. What a year it's been for the engine. Echo Esserman comes into the fight on Saturday night, ranked number 3 in the world with the WBO after a career best performance and win against Josh Taylor up in Scotland to face the former arch rival of Josh Taylor, a man in Jack Catterall who begins a new chapter under new trainer Bozy Ennis over in Philadelphia. Jack has been honest, hasn't been happy with the 2 performances this year against Arnold Barboza Jr. and then his first fight, of course, against Harlem Eubank. Big fights on the horizon for both. No pressure at all, lads, as well, bearing in mind how the last 2 press conferences have just gone. I look forward to hearing this next one. Firstly, a quick word, though, from promoter Eddie Hearn. Eddie, you touched on it at the start there. A big fight for your man in Jack Catterall. As I say, Echo Esserman very well positioned, but as is Jack across the board. What do you believe is at stake for the winner?
A world title shot, simply. I mean, they're 2 tremendous fighters. It's great to see a domestic fight at world level. Echo's coming off a great win. Jack, you know, we know should have been undisputed champion. That's in the past now, up at 147. with the great Bozy Ennis and the team from Philadelphia now that he's been in training camp with. I think you're going to see a career best performance, and the styles are going to clash perfectly. You know, last time out it was a bit of a clash of the wrong styles with Jack Catterall. Echo loves to fight, he loves to come forward, he loves to make the fight, and Jack is going to produce, I believe, a career best performance in what I think will be a domestic classic on this brilliant card.
Okay, thank you, Eddie. Echo, firstly to you, welcome, as we just said there, sitting very pretty across the rankings, across the board right now at £147. What does Jack Catterall represent in your journey and your story right now, do you think, on Saturday night?
Well, first of all, big thank you to Turkey Al-Sheikh, Seller, Matchroom and Queensbury for getting me on this card. Glad to be here. Big show out. Glad to see everyone here. What is in front of me? Awkward customer, tricky character, but I can be more trickier, so I'm looking forward to it.
Jack, a tricky customer, perhaps a fair assessment, but in terms of where you're at right now, you've talked about in the build-up not being too pleased with your performances so far this year. You've changed trainer. Are we silly to expect a completely different version of Jack Catterall on Saturday night?
Yeah, that's all in the past now. I'm focused on Saturday. I know what I've got in front of me. I've prepared well, I've prepared hard, made many sacrifices, so I'm switched on and I'm ready to come do a job on Saturday night.
Echo, you've told us this week that you just have more than Jack Catterall. In your own mind, in your own words, just tell us what you believe makes you a better fighter and why you win this fight on Saturday.
Well, what makes me a better fighter? Everyone just knows me by the engine. They don't know me by the Spectre. They don't know me by my other alter egos. So when we get in the ring, come Saturday, you're going to see a world-class performance where I'd put that statement performance to everyone on the world stage, see exactly who I am.
And as I say, you're ranked number 3 with the WBO. Big fight next week in Riyadh between Devin Haney and Brian Norman. You believe a win over Jack Catterall here can take you to that world title shot next?
When I win, it will.
Jack, and for you, listen, everyone has their opinions on where you should have been in your professional journey in terms of being a world champion, but is that what you see it being at stake for you on Saturday night in this fight with Echo Westerman?
Yeah, of course, there's some great fights to be made, but that's all irrelevant now. We've both got to fight Saturday, and that's all I'm focused on. Echo's a good fighter, but he doesn't bring nothing I've not seen before, so I'm looking to go in there and put on a show for everybody Saturday night.
How do you believe you do it, Jack? Just finally, in your own words.
Yeah, that's it. I'm going to meet him in the middle of the ring and I'm going to show him what's up.
Echo, final word to you.
Jack has never seen my version of beautiful violence, so it's going to be a good fight. Everyone look forward to it.
Okay, how good was that? What a lovely way to end. Beautiful violence guaranteed then in the undercard. We will now pause. We're going to face off the fighters of the supporting cast. Short break before we return for the main event.
That was fun. I knew it was going to kick off a little between Kurt Scooby and Adam Azim. Adam's never really had someone talk to him like
Oh,
that.
like kicking off, Ad.
Well, it's not your version of kicking off. It's not you and Chisora's. I mean, in today's world, that's kicking off.
Really?
That's kicking off. It really is, unfortunately. That's
Couple
what
of
we see.
words. I mean, there wasn't anything thrown or jumped or done.
You know who was really good? You know who was really good? Tommy Walsh.
Yeah,
I thought he was surprisingly good.
The boy looks like he means business and he
Yes.
believes in himself. You know, he quietly spoken, but softly spoken.
And he got
but
the
I like
bite,
him.
didn't he? Off
Yeah.
a react
Yeah,
he was
in the end.
desperate.
In
wasn't
the
he?
end,
He was desperate.
with the help of Chisora.
Yeah, it was like bite, 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 and then in the end, you're right, with the help of Chisora, he did.
I don't know much about him. I haven't seen much of the Welsh kid at all, so, you know.
Yeah, I guess he's been
that's
floating
why-
around on non-televised cards, and I guess you get an opportunity like that. Like
He's
you get
come
on
on
Saturday
Saturday
night.
night.
Two competing
And
Saturday.
we should never say he can't do it when we don't know his limitations, we don't know his full ability yet because we haven't seen it. He's undefeated, and that's the thing with undefeated fighters, you don't know the level.
What do you make of Mr. Rick Reno's Versace jacket?
You know,
not a bit of you?
Nah, I mean, I'm okay.
These two competing Saturday in a 12-round contest.
This is a good one. Sam Gilly versus Ishmael Davis.
Always wants to step up to the plate, Ishmael. Always wants to take fights, but he's got to stop losing them. He's got to start winning them. That's the big thing. No good in taking fights all the time if you're going to lose them, because then you're going to become a gatekeeper and a journeyman, and I'm sure he wants more for himself than that. So he's got to start winning these big fights, guys.
And he's got the ability to do it.
That's what frustrates me the most.
Yeah, it's there, isn't it? It's a very good fight. I think the styles in this fight are going to gel nicely. It's a must-win. It's a massive fight. Big opportunity for the winners to push on and fight for big, big titles. And yeah, most importantly, this will gel. Fireworks from the off.
And here we go. For me, every single fight card should have a heavyweight fight on it, just because they bring
He's
so
not
much
the
violence.
biggest. He looks like a cruiserweight.
Tommy Walsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will be the
Riakpor's a big
boys of
dude.
boxing. These two competing Saturday in a scheduled 10-round contest for the vacant Commonwealth Silver Heavyweight Championship.
The Rocky jacket on.
He wants to fight, though, does Tommy. You can see it. He's got that energy. Yep.
He's not small, but he's a reasonably sized cruiserweight.
I'm always looking at the shoes
big,
here.
Big cruiserweight.
Is Riakpor got shoes?
Richard's got flats on.
Has he got flats on?
Yeah, they have flats on. Look, he's tall.
He's just a big boy then.
Richard's a big lad. Richard's a big, big lump, guys. I watched him at cruiserweight and used to think, how does he make the weight?
Well, we see the clips, didn't we? See the fight, his last fight in Saudi and Riyadh, and you see how broad he was. You know, muscles and muscles. And
I almost want someone to wind him up. Yeah, I like this. I want someone to wind him up, because I want him to come out
calm,
angry.
isn't he?
Yeah, too cool and calm.
And I'm the same. I don't like it. I need to see him pushed. I need to see him really got at. That's what needs to happen.
You might see that here.
These two competing Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest for the vacant WBO Intercontinental Super Lightweight Championship.
I love this. I love this. You know why? Because I love it because Adam's not had it before, and I want to see how he handles having a loud American brash, someone pointing in his face. This is new to him.
Believe you me, he'll fight tomorrow. Someone like Adam, he might not have experienced this before, but trust me, he's such a highly touted prospect that he's known this was coming. This guy's wanting a reaction.
That's what he wanted, isn't it?
And he's getting it.
He's getting it.
But he's got a very good temperament. We've seen that in the past from Azim, an exceptional fighter. But this could be the dance partner he needs.
It will be, I promise you. He is probably one of the quickest fighters pound for pound in the whole country. Yeah. He is super, super quick.
I'd say he's the quickest.
Look, we've been saying this throughout the week, Tone. We don't know if he's going to be a world champion yet, but speed is world class.
Darren, he will. He'll be a world champion, this kid, because he has so many good attributes. And listen, to be fair, he has a fantastic coach in Shane McGuigan. Shane McGuigan is a brilliant boxing coach. Regardless of what I think of his managerial skills, he's a brilliant boxing coach. I really do rate him highly on his boxing coach front.
This, our co-main event Saturday, 12-round schedule for the WBO Global Welterweight Championship.
I love this. I really do like this matchup. I'm a big fan of both. Jack Cattrall's got a lot of stick recently for the last couple of performances. He knows he's better than that, but he also knows he's jumping up a weight class to a man that is a welterweight, a big welterweight as well, Neko Usman, coming off his career best win.
Yeah, it's a really good fight. I think the matchmaking here is fantastic.
Really good fight.
I'm so intrigued to see whose style this fight suits more. You've got the engine, as his nickname, Esama, who's non-stop, and then you've got the great counter-puncher that's Cattrall.
But Jack now has to start pressing in fights.
That's exactly what I said yesterday.
Jack has to start putting pressure on in fights.
I always like seeing a counter-puncher walking forward, forcing your opponent to throw.
All right, so that's the undercard press conference done. Eddie Hearn mentioned, didn't he, on stage about this magnificent show we got November 22nd, Ring 4. Here's a little teaser for you.
Live, only on DAZN, November 22nd, the Ring 4. In boxing, gold is everything. And on this night, every fight feels like a main event. David Benavidez, the undefeated Mexican monster, defends against Anthony Yard, London's heavy hitter. A warrior who's gone toe-to-toe with the best and has the power to end anyone's night early. But the action doesn't stop there. Devin Haney, a two-weight undisputed king, chases history in yet another division versus Brian Norman Jr., the undefeated champ. while Bam looks to unify more of his division if he can break Fernando Martinez. Plus, Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes clash at lightweight for the WBO title. This is more than a fight night. It's 4 world titles in 4 different divisions. It's the night of the champions. The Ring 4, November 22nd. Watch only on DAZN.
With Aaron today, played with him.
That really is a fantastic fight card, isn't it? Ring 4, Night of Champions, Saturday, November 22nd. The main event, can you see it right there? David Benavidez taking on Anthony Alt. Then, December 27th, Ring 5 card, Night of the Samurai, headlined by maybe the best fighter in the world right now. Naoya Inoue takes on Picasso. Remember Nakatani on that card as well. And then she's back, the great Amanda Serrano coming off that defeat. Katie Taylor takes on Erica Cruz. That one, January the 3rd. Fantastic schedule. That's all on DAZN in the next 2 or 3 months. All right, this piece I'm very proud of because yours truly had a big part to play in it. This is the rivalry line that was filmed on a train by me, talking about Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, and their fathers as well.
Welcome on board the rivalry line.
I personally do hate him.
Today we're going to take you on a journey through one of British boxing's most fiercest rivalries. Each stop tells a story.
It's my life, and why can't I do it?
Each station carries its own bit of history.
His dad don't even like him.
I want revenge, man. I want my revenge.
Please mind the gap. This journey has been 35 years in the making.
That was good, wasn't it? Really good.
You don't get on the train.
No, I don't get on the train, come on. I mean, I've got a driver outside waiting for me. I don't even drive it. I don't even drive anymore.
Calm down, big time.
Oh, you can't talk.
I'm on the tube. I got here
on the tube.
I got here on the tube, I swear.
What train station did you get off?
Stratford, and I got off at Canary Wharf.
Where your driver met you?
And then I walked up through the escalator and out of the shop.
No one carried you?
No.
Incredible, incredible.
I am not Prince Hakeem.
You can watch that in the locker room, by the way. Just go to the DAZN app. You can watch that. It is fantastic. The rivalry line tells the story from 1990 to where we are now. Have you seen all of it? Did you watch it?
I haven't, sorry.
Tony, have you seen it? Have you watched it? That, the rivalry line.
Of course.
There you go, Tony.
Watch everything on DAZN. It's the whole of boxing. That's what we've got to do.
What did you make of it?
Fantastic. Everything. Listen, the production team and the stuff done behind the scenes is fantastic. You know, it's the history lessons that's given out, and it's very nostalgic. It brings everything back, and it's just quality.
I look forward to watching it this evening.
Yeah, go to the locker room.
I will.
And watch it, or you can
do a Venezuelan for once.
And don't forget as well that it was me as well.
Was it you?
It was me. It was pretty good, pretty good. Main event press conference coming now. I'm looking around, just looking at the names, just seeing if anyone that we didn't expect is going to turn up. I have a feeling that this could be a very feisty press conference.
This is where it kicks off again.
I feel like Eubank is going to try and stop Eddie from talking again, but this time Eddie's not going to accept it.
Which one's going to stop him from talking?
Oh. What,
because if you look at that table, there's 2 names up there.
There's junior and there's senior.
He's going to have to compete with 2, not 1.
I feel like Eddie can do 1. I don't know if Eddie can compete with both.
Listen,
it's a tough job. Yeah.
Don't rule out Nigel and Chris exchanging a few words.
Good, isn't it?
The nostalgia.
The nostalgia, indeed, it really is. And you know, I mean, we've been talking about Eddie going back and forth, and Nigel. I mean, Conor and Chris will go back and forth, won't they? If Chris says anything to light a fire up Conor's backside, Conor's going to respond.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to be that difficult, if I'm honest.
When you
He's a Ben.
When you say, if he says anything to light a fire up his backside, he just has to breathe to light Conor up. And that's enough. He doesn't need to say anything. So,
I've told you guys, if you want to make the best firework, you find the best ingredients. These two, put them into a firework, it's going to explode every single time. They will always make the loudest bang. They will always be the most explosive, brightest noise. So these styles and these personalities cannot disappoint every single time.
Benz and Eubanks are meant to be with each other.
Yeah, they are. This was at the media workout yesterday. Let's show you a bit of that. Both guys actually went through a workout. Most people get in the ring and do nothing, really. These two actually said, you know, we are going to work out. Chris actually did a proper workout, got a little sweat. Obviously, as we've mentioned, Bomac now back in his corner. Bomac didn't do much, just enjoyed. But that's what Bomac does. He's more of a talker than a doer in terms of getting in there.
You said it yesterday, you know, he's used to the big moments, he likes the big shows, and you could see there was a real buzz about him. His energy was really good to see yesterday, and so was Eubank Jr. You know, there's an aura surrounding him, a real confidence.
Yeah, and if you're Bomac, I mean, you just come from the Allegiant Stadium where your man Terence Crawford is beating Canelo in what is the biggest fight this year. You're going to walk into this venue with so much confidence.
Yeah.
So much.
Absolutely.
Obviously, it's different, it's Conor, but regardless, you're going to walk in with confidence. Especially when you know you was in Eubank's corner when he put on his best performance against Liam Smith, maybe. I know it has asterisks because Liam.
I get what you're pointing. I get what you're saying. But let's just relax here for a second. He ain't walking into the arena with Terence Crawford. He's walking in with Chris Eubank Jr. And the capabilities and expectations are totally different. So let's just.
Yeah, but the expectations, he's a favourite, are still to win. He's walking in with the favourite.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
But he walked in with the underdog, with Terence Crawford, and he walked into a hostile environment. You know, full of, you know, Mexicans in Canelo's hotbed. That's what he walked into against all the odds. He walked in on Saturday night with the favourite, with the winner from the first fight. So actually, he has more to lose.
And do you know what as well? Bomac has an ego and he has a confidence that obviously rubs off onto Eubank Jr. Though obviously not as technically sound, doesn't have the ability that Crawford does, but that confidence, that, you know, success breeds success, that will filter through to Eubank, and that's so important. It's fine lines, it's fractions.
This is why I touch upon he's important, because he's going to need moments in this fight, this Eubank Jr., where he goes someone to calm him down, listen to. But let's all be honest. Does anyone think he was listening to Jonathan Banks in that first fight? He fought that fight his own way, and he planned to slow down in certain rounds, and he thought, I'm going to come on strong late and try and get rid of you. He didn't expect it to go late, but when it did, he timed and performed perfectly at the right time. Bomac will be telling him, I've trained you, I know what you're capable of, I know what you can do. Do this now, do this now. And I believe he'll listen. But no matter what Bomac says, he can never keep Conor Benn off him, because he's not a good enough boxer to keep him off him. And he also, let's be brutally honest, Chris Eubank Jr. can no longer fight for 3 minutes a round. He fights for 2 minutes tops. He does not fight for 3 minutes a round. Conor does. But Conor's got to pace a fight, and I hope he's learned from the first fight, because if he does, it stands him in great stead. But it's all about management of this fight. Just go and win 7 rounds.
Then it goes back to who's willing to go to that place again.
Back to the dark spot.
That horrible place.
Both,
you know, there's going to be demons
right?
there.
Both, I think we know that both of them.
But who will go there first? Who will go there first?
Who will need to go there first?
Conor. Conor will need to go there first.
And sustain it.
Conor will need to go there first. He has to go there to drag the bigger man into there. He can't stay on the outside where it's nice and where you can score shots and get away. Conor has to go into the fire every single time, because he's the smaller man. So he has to come inside, and that means, guess what? I'm going to take 1 or 2 on the way in, but I've got to land 3 or 4 when I get there.
What's that like? And I asked you to, you know, done it, been world champion. What's it like knowing that you've got to go into that dark place? Like when you're making that rim walk and you're like, I know this is going to be painful and it's going to hurt.
I was just thinking about it then, and it gives me a cold shiver. Because you're in the changing room and you know it's going to be hellish. And you prepare yourself for those scenarios. But until you get in there, you can do all the sparring in the world, until you get in that place where it is the most loneliest square you'll ever step into. It's hell. But then you find out who you are, what you've got in there.
I love it. That's home. I love it. I miss it so much. Every day I miss that place. I miss going to hell and back. every single day.
Even when you knew it was going to be painful, you have to go to a dark place, you have to go to the well, regardless of it, you still think, you know what, I missed it.
The first fight that done that to me was the Nathan Cleverly fight. I was passing blood for 3 days after the fight. I was proud of it. It was a badge of honour because the guys I'd studied and read about over the years, they'd been there too, and now I knew how they felt. I love going to the dark place. I wish I could live there because that's where I shine. That's what excites me. I believe it excites these boys as well. But the older man will not want to go there as quick as the younger man.
I tell you what's brilliant is when you know you're going to hell, but you can drag your opponent down there with you when they don't want to be there, and you can show them I'm the boss.
You know what I like about this fight, and you both mentioned it, both of them are like that. Both of their dads were like that, like, okay, let's go to that place, and we need to go to that place. We saw Conor yesterday, didn't we, as well? Media workout, it looked good as well yesterday, didn't it? One thing about Conor yesterday that I think most people picked up on, looked a bit bigger. I think looked a bit stockier. He's now used to the weight, isn't he? He's now used to being, I guess, a middleweight.
I think so. Look at the neck on him yesterday. I mean, really broad around the shoulders, the arms, the back. And, you know, you maybe think if I can bulk up a little bit more into this division, that shot that I landed in the third round may have more effect. You know, if I can catch him clean again, but that bit more solid, that bit more middleweight structure to my body, it may have a different effect on him.
Yeah, listen, I think he's basically nearly a fully fledged light middleweight now.
He's here! He's here!
He looks in great shape. And listen, he's going to have to, like I said, but I can't harp on about it enough, he's going to have to manage this fight, and he's going to have to manage the pace, because like I said before, everybody tires in the 12th round will at some point gauge you, judge you, and get your second win. But just before we jump into them, I give these boys so much credit. The likes of me and Darren, we fight on the circuit, we box around countries, we go around the world, we do it, we build up slowly and gradually. But our dreams as kids was always, one day we're going to be in them silk pyjamas. We're going to earn the stripes to get into them silk pyjamas. These two boys were born in silk pyjamas, and they want to drag themselves through hell and put the bodies through hell. I have so much admiration for both of them for wanting to do that, because no one will ever understand how lonely and dark and hard it is. And these two have run. These two have thrown the silk pyjamas in the bin and ran to the fire. And that speaks volumes for them as people and fighters.
What are rivalries like? I'm going to stick with you, Tony, because you had two, right? Nathan Cleverly was one, and I grew up watching that, and it was fantastic. I still remember the first press conference where you stood up and was going to go for him, and you had David Hay. So you had two rivalries. What are they like? Does it fuel you? Does it like drain your energy because you know when you see him it's on again? What was it like?
The Cleverly ones drained me, and when I was walking to the ring for the second fight, I felt like I had nothing in my legs because I was consumed. I was taken into the mental warfare of it all, and I paid it too much attention, and it really did. It drain the life out of me. But the Hay fights didn't take one bit out of me. I wound him up to the point where he wanted to really, really hit me, and I enjoyed winding him up. It was never personal. Well, for me, it was never bad. For David, it was very personal. I pushed him too far with the things I'd said to him and wound him up with. But with Nathan Cleverly, I was emotionally involved. Like, I was in there, and it drained the life out of me. I remember going home after that fight, and even though I won, I was just mentally, I was exhausted. I was spent.
I wonder if that's how Conor feels, because yesterday when he was with us, he said he can't wait to get rid of this Eubank thing, didn't he? And I was like, no, surely, like, you know, you're going to miss that rivalry. He's like, no, I won't. I wonder if he feels the way he felt about Cleverly, like, it's just so energy consuming.
Yeah, it's just completely consumed, not just boxing part of his life, but his life full stop. You know, he'd be eating, sleeping, dreaming about Chris Eubank Jr. He wants to get rid of that.
He wants to get this done and dusted, doesn't he?
Of course he does.
He wants to get rid of the press conference quickly.
He does, and I think he's desperate to put in a performance that he's worthy of, and one that he can be proud of. As proud as we all were, and I'm sure he was of his performance, the heart, the coverage he showed, but tactically and technically just didn't get it right, did he?
They thought he was coming for the money, and they thought they were going to get rid of him. They never envisioned he would absorb what he absorbed and keep on coming. Like I said before, a welterweight went in there with a fully fledged middleweight and gave him hell for 12 rounds. Can he go one better this time and get it over the line? It's yet to be seen. I think he can, but he's got it all to do, purely because you lost the first fight. You lost the first fight. No matter what I want to say, I want to dress it up. You lost the first fight. You've got it all to do now. So, can he? That's the $1 million question.
Going back to the rematches as well.
Yeah.
How important was it in those rematches you had with Cleverly and Hayes that you grabbed the fight by the scruff of the neck? Right, I'm the boss. I'm the different man. I'm changed.
They went doing. I'd had rematches with Old McKenzie, Isaac Chilemba, I had that with David Hay, and then obviously Nathan Cleverly. In every rematch, I studied them relentlessly. And that was the difference when I went into the rematch. And it's different when you're facing it the first time. You know what I mean? That's because the first fights, I've studied them, but you do things that he didn't do. The minute I hit them for the first time, you do things that couldn't happen. When I fight them in a rematch, he can't react any different because I've hit them now. So I know exactly where they're going to step, what they're going to do, when his setup's coming, when he twitches with certain things, what he's going to do, when he steps back. If the fighters have studied and paid attention and been diligent enough with themselves in preparation, you could have a really clear winner here this time.
That's the picture a lot of people have been waiting for. We don't get to see it on fight night. We don't have to wait to see it on fight night. We see it now. I think those two taking the stage is going to get an incredible reaction. It really is. I asked Darren Barker and asked Barry Jones, if Eubank does lose, if Eubank loses, and it's not a Ben trilogy, will Eubank fight again?
Who's he going to fight? Who's he going to... Possibly. I could see a Canelo or a Jake Paul. I could see something like that. I don't see him... I don't want to be harsh, because like I said before, I've got a lot of admiration for him, from where he's come from what he's doing. But he ain't going to be a world champion. Unless the belts get fragmented so badly and he gets matched with another Avini Yildirim. He ain't gonna. So where does he go? He has to go where the money is, and the money's, I'm sorry, is in a Jake Paul or it's in a freak show. I think if Conor wins on Saturday, the trilogy happens because it's 1-1. It's not going to be like the fathers. The trilogy will happen.
Do you not want to see it? Conor go down to his natural weight class of 147.
Of course.
And you know the thing is about those fights down there, it's not just potential world title fights, they're money fights down there as well.
I think he's not making 147 easy again.
I don't think he can make it again.
No, I think he can, but let me tell you, he's going to need a lot of time. A lot of time. I'm talking 4 to 5 months. Because he has to detract muscle now from his body. He's always doing that. He's lost a bit of muscle to make weight for this fight. But trust me, when you take the muscle away and deterioration, you go into ketosis and you do a ketogenic diet. Believe you me, that's hard and it takes away. I know, because when I went to face David Hay in 2 fights, when I came back down to cruiserweight, it's really hard. It's not easy and it takes something away from you. And he'll find that out, and he finds that out in the preparation when he's going back down to 147. He knows it on the night, but he finds it out in the preparation for it.
I guess in an ideal world, his landing spot, as a few of the main protagonists take to the stage, I guess his landing spot really is 154 pounds. He's not done 147 for 3-4 years. He's now fighting at 160. You go in the middle somewhere. My worry for him, and look, I guess it's something they'll discuss after, is the 154 division is full of sharks.
He loses his advantages at 154. He can't compete at 150. I'm sorry, he can't.
He's so confident that he can get down to 147. Look, the sports science, I think we spoke about it the last couple of days, of what it's doing for longevity and what it's doing for weight, moving up, moving down. I think he's able to, and I think he, after this, has his sights on Mario Barrier. I really think he wants to fight for the WBC.
What Darren says there is spot on. The scientists will get hold of him and they will cut accordingly. The one thing I'll say about Conor Benn is, and Chris Eubank, the two of them are 365 days a year athletes. They live the life. These are supreme athletes, amazingly dedicated. So from that side of things, you know they'll do it right. These aren't going to be fools cutting 20 pounds a day of a weigh-in, because there is idiots out there that do that. So these will be on the weight. You look at him, he looks a different person now than he did. No, he's in shape.
Yeah.
He ain't far off. He ain't far away.
You can see it as well, can't you?
That's not the same guy we seen at the last performance for the first fight.
Preparation's different this time.
He looked a lot more full in the face for the first fight, and he looks thinner, but he also looks healthy. And he ain't got much further to go. He'll have learned from the first fight. He'll have learned from that little mishap. I know it was an expensive mishap, and it was a miscalculation. I don't buy into the kill the dead at the weight. It's impossible. It's impossible for a fight to be dead at the weight and come strong in the last 3 rounds. Impossible. It can't happen.
You wouldn't be missing out on 500 grand, would you?
Well, I wouldn't sleep again.
You'll find another way to get it. All right, let's do this. At the main press conference, all the protagonists are on the stage. Mr. Michael Buffer is on the stage as well, so let's throw to the greatest MC of all time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the final press conference for what will be an outstanding event coming up on Saturday, November 15th at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium here in London. It will be ring unfinished business. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn 2 this Saturday, once again, November 15th. Tickets are still available. We expect to have about 60,000 plus once again for this fantastic event. 7 months ago, the two fighters you're about to meet stepped into the ring, the same stadium, and for 12 rounds, every minute it was toe-to-toe, and it became a candidate for Fight of the Year. We're going to do it one more time. And special thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for making this all possible, to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, and Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority and the Saudi Boxing Federation, His Excellency, Turki Al-Sheikh. Well, this event is a presentation of Riyadh Season, Sella, and the Bible of Boxing Ring Magazine. Promoters Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing and Ben Shalom for Boxer. Sponsored by our great sponsors, Everlast, BYD, Cleans, Movember, Mr. Q Casino, and Betfred. And a reminder, everyone, it's live on DAZN worldwide exclusively. And once again, for the few tickets that are left and the fans that are thinking about this, it'll be a great night to come. Tickets available on ticketmaster.co.uk. Well, ladies and gentlemen, already seated behind me, we have Ring Magazine CEO Rick Reno, Chairman of Matchroom Boxing, Mr. Eddie Hearn, the CEO for Boxer, Ben Shalom, Head Trainer for Chris Eubank Jr., Brian McIntyre, Head Trainer for Conor Benn, Tony Sims, and seated, a gentleman I introduced quite a few years ago a few times in the ring. He's boxing royalty and OG for the sport. From the Boxing Hall of Fame, two-time world champion, former middleweight, former super middleweight champion of the world, the Dark Destroyer, Nigel Benn. And I think we'll be meeting his counterpart in just a few minutes. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring the fighters to the ring for this rematch. First of all, coming to the stage, 23 victories, 14 big wins by knockout, only one defeat. He's ready and looking for revenge Saturday night. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Conor the Destroyer Benn. And his opponent, who will be making his entrance with more boxing royalty, ladies and gentlemen. It's his dad, of course, the former super middleweight, former middleweight champion of the world. And he is, of course, Chris Eubank Jr. Coming in with his son with a record consisting of 35 victories, 25 KOs, only 3 defeats, two-time IBO middleweight world champion, Chris Next Gen Eubank Jr. Father and son, champion and champion. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, let me turn it over to our host. He'll be coming up to the center of the stage. How about a round of applause for Mr. Jamie Ward?
Thank you very much. The greatest, Mr. Michael Buffer, in the house. Thank you, Michael, and a very good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening's main event, final press conference. Listen, just as their fathers did, who joined them on the stage here this evening all those years ago, in fact 35 years ago next week, is the anniversary of that Sunday night in Birmingham when Chris Eubank Sr and Nigel Benn first did battle. And here we are, all those years later, part 4 of Eubank Benn in the history books, part 2 between the sons, a rematch that truly sells itself, aside from the family history, the once-in-a-lifetime stuff, the unique setup that we have here in the build-up to what promises to be another special night. Just cast your mind back to April. Throughout the whole build-up, April 26th, 2025 was spoken about of being an I was there moment, and let's be honest, it was an I was there occasion before the opening bell had even rang at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We remember the cinema, the theatre, as Chris Eubank Sr made his way into the stadium alongside his son Chris Eubank Jr, as Conor Benn and Nigel Benn watched on backstage. We remember the ring walks, the pyro, the atmosphere, simply the best, the Benn chimes and dangerous. And then, of course, the opening bell rang, and we witnessed what can only be described as one of the greatest fights we have seen on these shores in many, many years. A fight which exceeded all expectations, a 12-round war of attrition for 36 minutes, which saw Chris Eubank Jr emerge the victor. And throughout their journeys as fighters, comparisons have always been made to their fathers, perhaps the way they are, the way they speak, the way they fight, their temper, their temperament. But I think the most poignant and beautiful comparison that was made that night between the sons and their fathers was that of their spirit, their heart, their desire, their tenacity and their will to win. And all of it culminated and was summarised fairly well by Chris Eubank Sr. Legendary behaviour in the boxing ring. So what's at stake in part 2 for Chris Eubank Jr? It's a chance to cement once and for all family Eubank supremacy and push on to the big names he's targeted for a long time now and those world title opportunities. For Conor Benn, it is the quest for revenge. It is the thirst for redemption, and probably most importantly, a long-awaited victory for the Benn family over the Eubanks, so he can return safely home to his father, Nigel Benn, who sits beside him on the stage here this evening. Before we do hear from the fighters, the training teams, we are going to hear from the promoters. Firstly to you, Ben Shalom. Make your case, Ben, in front of the world. Here we go again. Why does Chris Eubank Jr beat Conor Benn for a second time on Saturday night?
First of all, thank you to His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, thank you to Seller, thank you to Ring Magazine. What an occasion we have again. It feels like the Chris Eubank Jr show all over again. It feels like the fourth of a family dynasty, a family rivalry that has gone on for a long time. But this is a generational fight with generational stakes for Chris Eubank Jr. This is the moment I really believe he cements himself as a great in British boxing. For the attention that he brings to the sport, this is the 7th fight that I promoted with him, and every single fight is a spectacle. And this one is no different. It's a huge moment. We know the fights beyond this. We know the names beyond this. We know the big nights we want to bring to this country, bring back to stadiums again. But it only happens with a statement performance on Saturday night, and that's, I believe, is what we'll get.
Okay, thank you, Ben. Over to the other side of the table, to Matchroom Boxing's promoter, Eddie Hearn. Eddie, here we go again. You say you've been very impressed with your man, Conor Benn. Yourself and Chris Eubank Sr have had a little bit of back and forth this week, but what does it mean to you, to Conor, to be in this position once again?
Wow, he's finally learned. He's finally learned, guys, that he cannot speak during the press conference. What a beautiful thing it is that I don't have to interrupt this guy. This is great music, by the way. I don't know. Okay. Well, this is great. Thank you, Eddie, for finally understanding your position here. I guess I'm just going to jump straight in with what everybody really wants to know, and that is, I'll wait for the music to start. Oh wait, he's actually doing the clipboard. Wow, that's impressive.
Love Actually style from Eddie Hearn tonight.
Oh, as long as he's not speaking, that's fine. Wow, this is embarrassing, man. I can't believe this guy's really doing it. This is supposed to be the best promoter in the world, and the guy's got clipboards up on the stage, smiling like an idiot because he's too scared to talk at a press conference. That is, wow.
Chris, just before we hear from yourself, I'm going to throw it down there to the CEO of Ring Magazine, Versace, Mr. Rick Reno, to say a few words. Rick, over to you.
Well, I got to follow that up by Eddie. I got no cue cards with me. But I will say, I don't blame Chris. I don't trust these Matchroom guys tonight, so I had to talk to the British board to receive confirmation that Frank Smith will not be driving the ambulance on Saturday. I had to get pure confirmation of that, because I know Eddie's going to have a few tricks up his sleeve. I don't trust him either, Chris. I don't blame you. But this weekend, you know, it's a major, major contest. I know Chris, Conor, both of them, it's unfinished business. Chris is looking to repeat in more dominating fashion. Conor, he wants revenge. I could see it in his eyes. He's hungry for revenge. But more so, I think what each guy wants is a knockout. I don't think either guy, from hearing them, wants this fight to go to distance, wants this fight to go to the cards. Neither guy wants to take a chance. And I just got a feeling in myself that we are going to see a knockout. I don't know which guy's going to get it. That's why we got to tune in. I thought the first fight, easy front runner for fight of the year. I think the second fight's going to be even more exciting. And it's a can't miss occasion, can't miss fight. I look forward to it. And I hope to see everybody on Saturday.
Okay, thank you, Rick. A quick word from Mr. Chris Eubank Jr. to open up the press conference here this evening. Chris, when you think back to all these years ago when you decided to venture into the world of boxing, because if your dad could, then why couldn't you? And you sit here now, back-to-back stadium headliners, the eyes of the world on Chris Eubank Jr. once again, with your father sat beside you. At that time, did you have any idea, Chris, of what you were signing up for when you sit here on an occasion like this once again?
You know, I had no idea that I will be sitting in front of you guys today with this man by my side. I found out a couple of hours ago, so I'm just as shocked as you guys are. I still don't know what he might say, what he might do. I'm sure it's going to be interesting regardless. But all jokes aside, there is something I need to address first and foremost. Eddie Hearn, Conor Benn, Nigel Benn, over the last few months have been making accusations and claims that my father was paid to come to the fight in April. Just barefaced lies. And anyone with a brain knows that that's not true. But I still have to address it because it's extremely disrespectful to my father and myself. And I also think it's pretty disrespectful to the Saudis for them to imply that they would pay my father to do that. So yeah, I'm just getting it out into the open, saying for once and for all that that never happened, and for these men to stop lying to the public.
Conor, welcome. Here we go. Not long to go now. A similar question to what I just asked Chris. You ventured into this world because you said you chose to, not because you had to. You've had your highs and lows in the sport of boxing. But even from the Conor Benn of April, what have you learnt about yourself of why this world is a world for Conor Benn.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when I first turned pro, I didn't envision being here, of course, especially not sitting next to Chris and fighting Chris. You know, we're both at different stages of our career when we first turn over. Well, when I first turned over anyway. You know, for us to be sitting here, it's legacy and it's generational. I didn't choose this life. It sort of just fell into place, and here I am, the fighter I am. I love to fight. It's what I do. My dad's got 8 kids, and I'm the one that chose to live this life.
Happy to see Chris Eubank Sr. here today, Conor.
Very, very, yeah. It's good to have him here. I mean, sitting at the top table, having my dad here and seeing you here, it's always meant to be. It was meant to be first time round. We are where we are because of our dads. Yes, we had to work hard, but credit to Senior and my old man that me and Junior can sit here and carry this on.
A word from the trainers before we work our way back up the table then. Firstly to you, Bomac. Bomac back in camp for a big fight with Chris Eubank Jr. You've said it's a relationship that works well, and you've said you believe you can win easier this time. Why is it that you believe that?
I just believe in Chris's skill and his will that he has. You know, Chris always the one that he wants to win. He got that killer instinct. And once you got to get a fighter like that, it's easy to work with him.
To Tony Sims as well, they believe it's going to be easier this time round on Saturday night. You've been with Conor day in, day out. What's your counter-argument to that point?
Yeah, look, the first fight was a tremendous fight for the fans, and I don't know about how much skill set was in that fight, but it was certainly, as they say, a fight of the year contender, and I believe that Conor's had to make adjustments for this fight, and I believe he has done that in the gym. He's worked really hard to make them adjustments, and I don't think we've really seen the finest of Conor Benn yet. I believe that he's got a high IQ when he's in the ring and a high skill set, and I believe that come Saturday night he will show that.
Do you believe he can do it inside the distance, Bomac, this time on Saturday?
Well, like I always say, Ben, you know, I don't go out there trying to push guys to go for the knockout. I go out there and make these guys try to get the win. But if the knockout is there, we're going to get it.
For you, Tony, how do you see Conor Benn winning this fight?
I believe that if the adjustments he's made for this fight and the way that I know Conor can fight, obviously I've been with him from the start, and I believe that he's got the skill set to win this fight convincingly.
Okay, thank you, Tony and Bomac, the training teams, both sides of the main event. And what a picture this is on the stage here, and what a privilege it is to have a pair of two-weight world champions in the house. Of course, Mr. Chris Eubank Sr. and Mr. Nigel Benn. Firstly to you, Chris Eubank Sr. It was wonderful when we saw you at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in April, but why was it important for you to be with your son here at today's press conference in the build-up to his big rematch on Saturday night?
I'm here to support. Again, he's doing the weight, so I'm here to support. So just in case there are those who want to bark or scold him, so I guess I'm here to actually protect him. I should say, in regards to the love of the son, if a father takes money, nothing wrong with that. But if there's a father who doesn't take money and has taken no money, none, then that is to be studied. Study that. It can't be a nothing dreadlocks, nothing. You can't pay me anything. I'm here for heart, love. Remember, what I've lived by right the way through my career, and what's made me Don, Gorgon, what has made me Don, is that I've lived with and behaved with patience, kindness. I've never envied. I don't boast. I'm not proud. I'm not rude. I'm not self-seeking. I'm not easily angered, Nigel. And I keep no record of wrongs. That's why I continuously win, because I live by the statutes of the Spirit, the consciousness of the Christ. So whoever told Nigel that I was paid whatever sum of money, they lied to you. And in you actually spouting what they've told you makes you a liar. So expose who told you that lie in order to actually clean your name. Otherwise, who in the future is going to believe you on anything you say? I've always walked the straight line. I fought the good fight. I finished the race. I kept the faith. Now, there is in store for me the crown of righteousness. And the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day, well, that crown of righteousness. And not only for me, but also to all who have longed for his appearing. I speak and I walk truth, nothing but. And that's the only way you become a true entertainer that lasts. Yeah. So to that, I will say, Rastafari.
Nigel, after all these years, how does it make you feel when you are still sat across from your biggest rival, Chris Eubank Sr.?
How do I feel? Water running down my back. Nothing. Absolutely. It's not even about me. It's about my son and Chris Jr. So I'm not even really paying attention to what he says. It's all gobbledygook to me. It's just going over my head. I'm not even really just taking it all on board. Not at all. If we're here to talk about a fight, that's what I'm here to talk about, my son fighting. Nothing else. Not about, what he's done or what he ain't done. Doesn't bother me.
Do not spread lies about me, my friend.
Yeah, well, if you...
I think you two should just face off, personally.
Yeah, I don't mind having a face off with him all day long, mate. I'll have it all day long with him. But anyway, yeah, but but the difference is it's not about us. We've had our past. It's me, about Junior and Conor and the fight. That's all I want to talk about. Don't want to talk about anything else. We know what's what. We know what's truth. We know what lies is. But the difference is I'm here to support my son, and I watched my son train hard. In the first fight, everyone was saying, what a great fight. Yeah, it was a great fight, but you know what? Conor was throwing punches from South Africa, Germany, all over the place. That weren't no boxing. It was a good fight, but it wasn't boxing. It wasn't what we know Conor can do. And I've seen what Conor can do. And now if he stick to his game plan, he would have victory early doors. And I believe that. I've been watching him spar. And what's really good about this fight, for me, is Conor's mindset. That's the most important thing. Because he's always been an unbelievable trainer. Me as a world champion, my fitness was here. Conor's is completely another level. So it was never about his fitness. It was all about his mindset. And the team that we have behind him have all, because of Conor, we all just been relaxed. No, it's not one bit of stress like he had in the last fight. No stress whatsoever. It's just been peaceful. So I know we're going to get the victory. I'm 100% sure of that, regardless of what they say. I mean, Conor had him more in trouble than he ever had Conor. And the difference is, once Conor takes his time, do what he knows he can do, we'll be victorious early doors.
Thank you, Nigel. Chris Eubank Sr., final one to you before we hear from the fighters. You called your son a legend for what he did in the ring in April. When you were sitting ringside watching that, what made you feel that way, and how proud were you of his achievements in the first fight against Conor Benn?
I have spoken. No, we don't talk, dreadlocks. We don't talk.
Okay, no problem whatsoever. Let's hear from the fighters then. Both sides of the main event, Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. Chris, here we go. I just wonder how it made you feel when you heard that your dad called you a legend. In that clip we've seen on social media, a big smile on your face, and like we talked about, to have him here by your side, what sort of lift is this a few days out from the rematch?
I'm not here to talk about my feelings or my emotions. I'm here to talk about things that are bothering me and that I think I should shine a light on, as I always do at these press conferences. There's a small issue. Well, it's not a small issue. It's actually a big issue to me. The head of my security since 2014, a man by the name of Ivan, he has been blackballed and blocked from coming to this fight by Eddie Hearn and Matchroom because of a released report about the stoppage of my ambulance, and I don't think it's fair, and I don't think it's correct that a man who's simply doing his job and telling the truth is blackballed by the powers that be. So I wanted to put that out there, because if it can happen to him, it can happen to anybody. These people are controlling the industry. They're making jokes about it, but it's a guy's livelihood on the line. And I don't think it's fair. So, I'm putting that out there for the world to know, and something needs to be done about it.
Any response, Eddie? Not sure if you can use the cards for that one, though.
No, there's nothing this guy can say. I mean, in the last press conference, as you guys saw, he used Ricky Hatton, a legend and an amazing fighter. He used his name to try and speak during the press conference. I mean, the levels of scumbaggery that we're dealing with here are just unparalleled. We need to get a picture of this guy in the Oxford Dictionary under the word scumbag. Just a little thumbs up, a little smile, because he is the definition that he would do something like that. And I didn't forget about it, and for anyone that did, I'm bringing it up again.
Conor, let's hear from you here this evening. Listening to you speak on the DAZN stream yesterday, you were watching some highlights back from the first fight, and you said you believe you took Chris Eubank Jr.'s soul that night. What makes you feel that way?
I do. The fact he was in hospital for 3 days. I was back in the gym. He threw double the amount of punches. I was back in the gym on the Sunday. For me, the most damage that was done in the fight, I believe I inflicted a lot more pain. His work rate was incredible. His resilience, his strength, his spirit, his athleticism, his experience, he used really well. It took me by surprise. And he's a better fighter than I thought he was, first off. But I'm ready to take what's left come Saturday.
Mm-hmm. What do you make of that, Chris? Conor claiming that he took your soul in the ring in April.
Who won the fight, Conor?
You may have won the fight, but you're the one in hospital, not me.
If you take a man's soul, that usually means you win the fight.
You won the fight.
I've never seen someone's soul get taken and they still win.
I look at you now and you ain't the same.
The truth is, we both ended up in hospital, and I was there for dehydration, and you were there for the.
How much weight did you put on after the weigh-in?
Listen,
after the weigh-in,
we're not
going to
get into weight talks.
Was you 3 pound under? No, we are into weight talks.
You guys,
I didn't bring it up.
You guys implemented a rehydration clause. You guys implemented a rehydration clause.
Your team. That was your team. Who said
okay, yeah, my team requested a weight restriction, right? Anyway, regardless of that,
you're getting paid an absolute fortune to fight a welterweight. I don't know what you're moaning about.
Why do you always talk about weights?
Go fight a Damas. You want to fight a welterweight? Well, that comes with T's and C's. You're the A side. So if it comes to them,
that's right. I am the A side.
Okay,
so that means that if there's a rehydration clause, I'm going to deal with it, and I don't need to answer any of your questions.
Stop begging for sympathy from people.
There's no sympathy.
Really cares.
You can ask the doctors why I was in hospital. You're talking about you were in hospital for 3 days.
You were 3 pound under.
What did you say? I was sipping food for a straw?
Rehydration limit.
Just lies.
You missed your championship weight. that you've made the past 5 fights?
I did, because of sabotage, because Eddie Hearn and Matchroom had a room full of photographers and people stopping me from getting on the
We
scales.
are gladiators. Do you know how embarrassing it is you carrying
Listen,
on like this?
you guys got your wish. You got your 500k, you bought a Rolls Royce.
I did, I love
Congratulations
it. I
to you.
I really am hoping you misfight again. Every time you bring that up, it does.
You're only getting one Rolls Royce this year, mate. Don't worry about that.
I might do. You never know. might sabotage you again, Chris.
Conor, you said that you're not emotionally invested as much this time round in the fight or in Chris Eubank Jr.
Do you know what it is, Jamie? I think once you learn about Chris, you learn to understand he is just the way he is. But he has my respect for being one hell of a fighter, resilient. I genuinely thought I'd knock you out in 3 rounds.
No, you didn't.
But I did. But I did, and I almost did.
No, you didn't.
But I almost did.
No, you didn't.
And I'm not going to let you go this time, Chris. But I take my hat off to you, because we're both sitting there. We didn't have to choose this life. We're both here, putting it all on the line, pouring our hearts out in there. So I'll take my hat off to you. I don't like you, though.
You keep your hat on, my friend, because I don't need. I'm not worried about your respect and what you think about me. Whether you like me, whether you hate me, whether you think I'm an idiot.
Weird. I don't like you.
It really doesn't. It really doesn't affect me personally. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to do exactly what I did to you in April. I'm going to take your soul.
I was back in the gym on the Sunday. I was sweet.
Yeah. Okay. So you say.
Like a good sparring session.
Your soul will be getting taken.
I was back in the gym on Sunday, ready to go again. While you were crying about your flipping tongue now. Don't come here with that, Chris. You got beat up by a welterweight. You see your face. You got beat up by a welterweight. Has any other middleweight done that to you?
You caught me with a few good shots. I
know. I saw your legs buckle.
There was no way that the
everybody else.
beating I took was anywhere close to what you took.
I was completely fine though.
Yeah,
You punched like a fairy.
You looked fine.
You punched like a fairy. For a middleweight, you punched like a fairy. Wait till I drop back down to 147.
Okay, well then you don't have anything to worry about in a couple of days.
This is my last fight up at 160.
Yeah.
Hope everybody enjoys. I will be dropping back down to 147 to challenge the Barrioses, the Ryan Garcias, the Rolly Romeros, the Devin Haney's, the Normans. I'll drop back down and pursue my career to win a world title. I'm glad I could give you guys this fantasy fight and me showing a pair of bollocks to jump up 2 weights to fight you. While you're moaning about your tongue now in hospital.
Wait.
You understand?
Jumping up 2 weights. You haven't been a welterweight for 4 years, kid. Stop it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Exactly, bro.
What is
Nobody
another?
does care. Exactly. That's my whole point. No one cares about you and your toenail, Chris. Nobody. Especially not me. I like you though.
All right. It's getting embarrassing now, man. Let's move on.
You're all right.
It's getting embarrassing. Just stop talking. Trust me.
No, Chris. When I'm
trying to help you out.
Listen,
I'm trying to help you.
Listen, Chris. Are you really not going to look at me, Chris?
Why would I look at you?
Why would you look at me?
I know what you are.
Chris.
I know your
just
fate.
Look at me, bro.
I don't need to look.
Chris, just look at me, bro. Oh, come on, man. I'll see you Saturday. Fuck's sake.
Chris, if all goes to plan for you, where does Conor Benn go when you beat him again, and what does it mean for your career? What do you push on to?
What type of questions are these, bro? Where does Conor Benn go after? I mean, who cares?
To win a world title.
This is not about what happens next. I'm going to go in there, I'm going to show the world who I am again, and then who knows what will happen next. I can't tell you what this guy's going to do next. You know, he'll tell you all the stories about all these different fights he's going to have, and that's great. I'm not worried about any of that. I'm worried about going out there in a couple of days' time and making history again, which I will do.
Final predictions then, Conor. How do you do it Saturday night?
Do you know what? If you asked me this question 6 months ago, it would have been, I want to go out there, render him unconscious and knock him out. Sparko. Don't get me wrong, I dream about it. But I'm going to go in there and just give a calculated performance. I think everybody knows I love to fight. It's inevitable. I love fighting. It's who I am. It's in my DNA. Any fight I've had, I put on a performance for the public. And that's my priority, giving people value for money. You know, I'm here. I'm not trying to nick a fight on points. I'm not just trying to win. I'm here to give people value for money and entertainment. But ultimately, my priority is to go in there and get the win. That's my priority. However that comes, however that looks.
Chris Eubank Jr, final word to you. What happens Saturday night? Tell the world.
The procedure will be parliamentary.
Rastafari. Yeah, what you say?
Okay, and there we go. That does conclude the main event press conference here this evening. We will now pause as we bring Chris Eubank Jr and Conor Benn to the front for a face-off. Thank you very much.
I have to be honest, I was gripped. I was gripped by everything. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Yes, it didn't have the sparks of maybe the X-Slap, but I was thoroughly gripped. And you know, I wish, I know Eddie did the clipboard thing. I wish Eddie spoke. I like when Eddie speaks at these things. And I believe Chris would have allowed him to speak, but I thoroughly enjoyed every moment of that.
Round 13, Saturday night. Not as fiery as the first one, but it doesn't matter. We know that this fight is going to catch fire.
Oh, the face-off between Nigel and Senior. I feel like a kid again, I really do. Eubank made sure that he made a beeline for Nigel as well there.
It's theatre. It's theatre.
Two young fighters go at it. Two Hall of Fame legends standing there with their sons. Conor Benn, Chris Eubank Sr. With the Boxing Hall of Fame.
It truly is incredible, isn't it? I know it's got the Rocky music and there's a lot been spoken about. This is a Rocky story. It's beyond that. Beyond the Rocky story that two fathers would fight and have the biggest grudge match we've ever seen in this country. And then their sons would go on to do the same thing. It's crazy.
Cinema, Hollywood. Enjoy this while it lasts, because this is special. You don't see this often.
Wow.
We'll miss this when it's over.
We will. We honestly, we will.
You'll never see this again. You'll never witness in your lifetime something like this again. With the history, with the fights, and there's so much history and time past and nostalgia between these families.
You know, you're right. You're right. I mean, people should enjoy this because you are correct. This is it. After Saturday, I mean, unless there's a trilogy, unless their kids turn into fighters, this is it. And considering how good their first fight was, then wow, we are in for a treat on Saturday.
Now, no doubt, look, I'm sure this man here will try and box, try and be smart and try and use his feet and hand speed. But I feel as soon as Eubank decides to get a grip in the fight and close that gap, the man's ambition, that fire, that aggression, that Benn name, Tony, will just get into play.
That and when Eubank Jr lands the first big right hand on Conor, it's on.
It's on.
It's on. Simple. You can't, a leopard can't change its spots. You will revert to type, both of them, as Eubank Jr did in the first fight. He tried to put him on a jab, he tried to box. He couldn't keep him off.
Yeah.
So he started to fight, and that's what he done.
Yeah.
They will both revert to type, guys.
And that's what we want, right? I mean, that's not what Tony Sims, it's not what Bomac wants, but as fans, that's what we want. We want to see them continue what they finished from round 12.
Do you know why they have to revert to type? Because they don't have the experience and the knowledge and know-how.
Doesn't Eubank?
He should have, but yes, he does have the knowledge and the know-how, but he doesn't have the skills and the capability to do it. Because he's a better fighter than he is a boxer, in my opinion.
Who's the better fighter of the two? Fighter.
That's all Conor knows.
Yeah.
That's what Conor knows, to fight, to make it a fight. Chris has learned a way to now box and work through a fight without working for 3 minutes a round. He's learned how to take breaks in fights. He's learned how to navigate his way through 12 rounds. Conor learned that in the last fight. So the pace of the fight and how you work through it, that's yet to be seen for Conor now that he's been through it now. But for the likes of Chris Eubank Jr, his style has changed through various trainers. I mean, he's had more trainers than Knight. But ultimately, it works for him. It doesn't matter. He's won on his biggest stage yet, and that was the last fight.
Question to both of you. I want to go to you, actually, Darren, because this is your former weight class. Yeah. How much weight do you think Eubank has to lose? You can speak on this, Eddie, if you want. You can How much weight?
I think around £7. We was having a discussion there.
I think that, half a stone.
About half a stone, I would say so.
But it'll be all water.
Going back to the fights and stylistically and the personalities, you fight to your strengths. Conor Benn is fiery, aggressive. Yes, you want to control it and sustain it to a degree.
Let's bring Eddie in, as you're saying. Let's bring Eddie in.
You need that emotion in the
with
fight.
clipboard as well.
Can someone get him a whiteboard so we can just write down?
That's a good one to keep, actually.
Yeah, of course. All I've got to do is put that in my suitcase every week. That's fine.
How much did you want to speak of?
No. It was perfect.
Yeah.
It was so perfect. Like, I'll be honest with you, someone, I can't remember his name, someone sent me a DM today on Instagram, randomly, right? I don't know who he is, and said, why don't you do the Love Actually scene with Silent Night and all the polls? And we watched the clip in the movie, and I thought, oh, we actually did it about 45 minutes ago. We got these all printed, and it was so beautiful to take the narrative, to take the play away from him. Do you know what I mean? I really enjoyed that. It's good fun.
He didn't like that at all. How good was that? Because we were all engrossed.
By the way, I want to watch the face-off back between Nigel and Chris Eubank.
That was everything.
It was Nigel was like dying to let one swing, and then in the end they sort of smirked and shook hands, and I thought, you know, this is special. Last time was special when Eubank turned up on the night.
Yeah.
Obviously now he's here. He's going to be at the weigh-in tomorrow.
I just said to the viewers, pay attention, because you'll never see this again.
Chris comes in, so we're going to see Senior. There you go. You can see him coming in now.
They already look like.
Look at his face. Yeah. He's got that look.
But look, Nige just steps in. Look. Honestly, this was no. Look, there's pantomime in boxing, right? That's no pantomime.
Yeah.
Nigel Benn at that point, he's looking at Eubank going, let's do number 3 right now on the stage, and you don't even have to pay me a penny.
That's theatre. That's the Coliseum. That's where they belong.
There's a part of me that didn't want to see the smile. There's the evil part of me like, go on, have it, boys. So good, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
So
look, listen, last time, look at this. Look at these scenes. This is iconic.
You'll never see this again.
Dancing, I don't know what he's doing, but this is iconic. This is one of the great rivalries of British boxing. And let's be honest, people talked about before the first fight, yeah, but is it all hype just because of the names? What we saw was an epic British blockbuster that every person at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, every person tuned in live on DAZN left there and said, I can't believe what I just witnessed. Two guys that probably let the skill go out the window and just showed heart, determination and a will to win beyond anything we've seen before. And Saturday night you're going to get it all over again. Hopefully you're going to get something more composed from Conor Benn, but you're still going to get Conor Benn.
He'll revert to type.
Chris Eubank Jr. Like him or hate him, he's a stubborn, tough man that will not give in. But I'll tell you what, I've never been so excited for a fight.
They will revert. They will revert to type.
Yeah,
they will both revert to type.
But we can be emotional, we can be aggressive, we can be sharp. That's the things that make Conor Benn dangerous. That's the things that made his dad dangerous. But we can be smarter. You know, I mean, Tony Sims is watching that last fight going, I can't actually believe what you've done. What are you doing?
He's learned now to pace himself in a 12-round fight. That is invaluable experience. Eubank's done it a number of times. Conor's been through the mill now. He knows he can do a 12-round fight. But once he learns to pace himself, like I said before to the lads, I believe his mindset should be, I need to win 7 rounds clearly. End of. I've won this fight. Because I've shown I can take the best of what he's got. Win 7 rounds clearly. Maybe try and get a knockdown and learn to pace a fight. If he does that, he wins the fight. But he's got to learn to pace a fight.
You think we will see a knockdown?
Possibly. Well, listen.
I feel like both men are made of so much stock.
In that,
they're not going to.
In that 3rd and 5th round, in that first fight, Conor has him.
Yeah.
He's rocking. His legs go stiff. You just need the composure in them moments, and then you set it up. You attack the body. You get him to drop his hands again. The next heavy temple shot, chin shot, whatever, it's gonna rock and put him over. The ropes might keep him up. I believe we may see a knockdown Saturday, but ultimately, I think it'll be a really close fight again. And I just think Conor Benn will have learned so much from that first fight on how to pace 12 rounds, because that is huge. You know that when we do our 12 rounds for the first time.
I don't think this goes 12 rounds.
Ooh.
I don't. I see this finishing inside. I really do.
Early?
I look at Conor certainly, and I think he looks bigger. I think he's
I
grown
saw
into
that. I
this
saw
weight.
that more in the trunk, you know, and in the legs. Yeah.
Well,
Like when I went to see him 2 weeks ago, I actually couldn't believe the difference. Like just from, you know, his back, his core, like his legs. He just looked like, I think he's going to struggle to get back down to 147. I've got to be honest. He thinks he'll be fine, but like I think, you know, don't forget, at this point in the first fight, I was having to have a few conversations with Conor who just can't, like, he was nervous. He didn't know what to expect. He'd never fought a middleweight before. He hadn't boxed for over a year and a half. All the emotion, that everything that had happened before him. This time, totally different. Like laughing, smiling. He knows the ring walk. He knows the changing room. He knows the feel of the atmosphere.
It's not his first rodeo anymore.
Yeah.
Not his first rodeo.
And just got to go up there. And I love what I see from Conor Benn right now. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to be easy at all. But I love what I see. And if he can box to orders and mix up that aggression, that spitefulness with some skill, I think he stops him on Saturday night. You know, I said before, I wouldn't be surprised if this was Chris Eubank's last fight, because people around him didn't want him to carry on. And don't be surprised either when it gets really tough in there on Saturday night. If some people around him want to pull him out of this fight. He won't.
Yeah, but when has he ever listened to anyone around him? True. He does what he wants to do. And he's made that abundantly clear. He won't listen to his father, he won't listen to his family. This boy goes on what he wants to do.
And that's why we're here.
Exactly.
Let's go. That's why we're here. Let's go indeed. He's talking now, isn't he? He's talking now. All right, there you go, guys. 2 more sleeps. Tomorrow is the weigh-in, and then on Saturday, we go there, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, one of the best stadiums in the world, and it's going to be jam-packed to witness another unforgettable bout between 2 legendary fighters who are carving out their own names as well. We are going to see unfinished business. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn 2. We'll see you tomorrow.
Live only on DAZN, November 15th. Eubank Jr. versus Benn 2. For over 3 decades, 2 names have been carved into British boxing legend, the Eubanks and the Benns. From the father's sequel in the 90s to the son's sequel today. The greatest rivalry British boxing has ever seen. Their first fight was a modern classic, a fight of the year contender in front of the entire nation with the world on the edge of their seats. And this November, it's the rematch. Chris Eubank Jr. looks to close the case once and for all, while Conor Benn looks for his revenge. The greatest families in boxing go to war once again on DAZN. Eubank Jr. versus Benn 2, November 15th. Watch only on DAZN.
If you love the fight, you'll love the game.
If you had the choice, what prize would change your life?
Yes!
Woohoo! The competition's from as little as 5p per entry. What are you waiting for? You could be next to change your life with that prize, guys.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by That Prize Guy.
don't miss the biggest nights in MMA. PFL is more than a fight.